Guys, and welcome back to yet another FIFA video. In today's video we are not going to start off by playing a game. We are going to, or actually we might start off by playing a game. Let me check what day it is in the thing and how far away from our transfers we are. Right, so the transfer season literally starts after this game. So yes, I am going to show you guys how I pretty much find the players I want to use. So I very rarely use the actual scout feature. You know, I've always usually got one on. I might occasionally see a younger player on there that I think's really good. But what I really like to do, and what has worked out a fair bit, is two methods. So one, you can look for regens. So for example, if you know Wayne Rooney is retiring or Messi is retiring, so on and so forth. For example, Lionel Messi, you know, is Argentinian, and you can guarantee that his regen will be between the ages of what, like you're 16 to about 19, something like that. And so you can search for an Argentinian that just pops up that is at that age, and I believe they always play in the same league as well. I could have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right. So he'll still be, you know, in the Spanish league. And you can narrow it down, and that's one way of doing it. But another way that I quite like to do it as well is go to a popular league. So you can do Bundesliga, you could do the Liga 1, you can do Serie A, or you could do what I like to do, and that is go all the way over to the Spanish league. And then I simply click over to Barcelona and sort the ages from 16 to 21. 21 is kind of my limit. If I'm going to buy a youngster, I really want 21 years old to be the point they're at. And what I'll do is I'll search out and have a look who they've got. Now, the way I go about it after this point is, if they have a face scan, or if they just have their face in general on FIFA and they're not a proper youngster, there's a good chance they're already what we'd call a pre-made player. So a player that's potential is already going to be whatever it's going to be. Obviously dynamic player potential is a thing, so it could change, but you could be almost certain that, you know, for example, this lad 21, he's going to be a 85 OVR someday, you know, and that's if he plays bad. So I'm not seeing any here that I kind of take an interest in, and so if it doesn't work here, I will hop over to Real Madrid, because again, any younger players at these clubs are going to be half decent. And here we go, there's two examples here. So Sergio Arribas, who 19 years old, centre attacking mid, release clause of 5 million, and he's playing for Real Madrid, or he's with Real Madrid. Now this gives me a good indication that this guy is going to be at least an 84, 85 OVR in a season or two. And why do I say that? Well, because of his age and the fact that Real Madrid has him. Simple as that. This is what I like to do. I like to go to the bigger clubs, scout them out, as in have a look through. This dude, only £1 million release clause, so I can tell right there he's not that good at the minute, and he maybe won't get up to that. But 17-year-old striker Israel Salazar, 1.9 million, we're going to shortlist him. And you don't have to buy everyone you shortlist, you know, it's not like a requirement just because you scout someone that's the one you have to go for. But you know, it certainly helps. And you know, maybe even 20 years old like I've just done there, go to 20 and then just go through some of the sort of bigger clubs. So for example, I'm not going to look through, you know, some of these clubs. I'm not going to look through Genoa and Hellas Verona, but I might look into maybe Milan and maybe even Juventus, or you know, the renaming they've had on here. And here's another good one, 4.5 million, 18 years old centre back. I can guarantee in 1 season, 2 seasons, he'll be a first team player. And you have to excuse the dog barks outside. Someone seems to have just randomly let the dog start walking around. Again, Bundesliga, you can check Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And here's another one. This dude hasn't got a release clause, and he is on loan, so I would be a little bit wary of that. So I'm probably not going to go for him. But, you know, I can have a look through And usually in my own time I'd go through probably the top 25 clubs in the world for this sort of thing, but you know, it's nice to have a little look. Again, PSG, obviously another big club. Looking on here, there's a 17-year-old centre mid. He's at PSG. Doesn't look like he's going to be much, but you know, give it a try. Xavi Simons, by the way, is a player I'd cop up if I was you guys. Actually, talking of PSG, there was... No, it wasn't PSG. There's always another club that I usually check out. I think it might be Monaco, or I could be completely wrong. I think it is Monaco, or it might be someone else. But there's one of these clubs I always seem to scout, and every time I scout them, they have... Oh, do you remember Jonathan Bacali? Remember that point where, you know, he was amazing? Right, let's... Again, just have a little look for... I don't want to bore you guys, but, you know, it is... I personally find it quite interesting to go through and have a look. There is definitely one of these teams, though, that always has... This is it, yep. Rennes. For some reason, on this FIFA, whenever I come on Rennes, they always have an abundance of just really young players that seem to be doing, you know, half decent. Now we've got Camavinga, an exciting prospect, so we are also going to scout him. 18 years old. Now usually I don't go for the faces, but I know that he's doing pretty decent, and so you never know how that'll transfer into the game. I think we'll probably also show what I do in the Premier League. So the Premier League, I would never get anyone from Arsenal unless I absolutely, you know, feel the need to. But there's always a couple of teams to check, so Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, and then sometimes Wolves as well. They can have some younger players. But, you know, just for argument's sake, we'll say Liverpool, you check for 20-year-olds. Most of them at this point are going to have faces in game. You're not really going to see anyone that, you know, is just the shading that they have when there is no face. But, I mean, here we go. We have Aman Kwa, 6'2", centre back, you know, and this is how you do it. If you're starting with a very low rated team, for example a League 2 team, that is pretty much how I do it every time, and you can get some absolute bargains, you really can. Right, enough of that talk anyway. Let's get into a game against Crystal Palace so that we can get into the transfer season. Now we have a lot of players here that are, I mean, legsy to say the least. So we're going to get Dyer on, Badiashile, we're going to get him on, we'll get Roden. Everyone else is pretty much, no they're not, I don't know why I was going to say they're fine. We'll try Lo Celso and attacking mid, because I haven't really given him that much of an option yet. And let's, you know what, let's try the young lad Bennett. You know, why not? He can apparently play there. You never know, he might surprise. We also, I guess, going to have Grealish and strike, but he's not going to like that. Have I got no other attackers? We will take Lloris off for the young lad. You can't tell me I've not got one more attacker. Really? Oh, he can... No, Neto can't. Can Somerville play there? No, he can't. Right, it's Bale in strike then. Get Bale up in strike, Somerville on that side. And then instead of Son, I mean, we're making a lot of changes here, but it's kind of, you know, as needs must, as they say. It could be an interesting one. Crystal Palace do hold a fairly strong side. I think we've already played them this season, and they gave us a kind of run for our money. Like, I actually can't remember. Saying that, we've lost or drew, so I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the game and I'll see you guys in a sec. Right, so here we are, back on the, well, I was going to say big stage, but I mean it's not, is it? It's a pretty standard Premier League match. Hopefully we can make something happen without silly passes like that. Okay. Wow, I mean that's a classic Benteke goal, isn't it? That's from his from his old days when he was in massive form. What a goal. I mean, they was working it around and Klein did some silly thing. Look at that. I mean, it's going to be difficult to hit for anyone, but coming in at that speed, getting that much power on it, you can't really blame the keeper. That was, I mean, Sirkin should have really locked down Nathaniel Klein, but didn't, for no apparent reason. Okay, Bennett's got it. Bennett's still got it, you know what? I just should not have had the shot. Look at this. I seem to think there was like more distance than there actually was. Okay, I don't know what my thinking was there. Bale! Jesus Christ. I must say, I do like Crystal Palace's kit. Like, it's fairly subtle, but you know, it's got something about it, you know. Okay, so that is half time, and I mean, it has been a frustrating half, I won't lie. Okay, there's also a big black beam there. The most notable thing is the Benteke goal, and then the fact that Benteke got injured. Apart from that, no one has done anything. Probably our best player has been Dyron Lo Celso, but no one has been getting on the ball. No one has been really making a push for anything. Yeah, it's frustrating as hell, I won't lie. I want to see who's got better shooting, right? Lo Celso, you're in strike, mate. Bennett it's just been terrible as well. I know he had that one shot, but he's just done nothing. He's, other than a little bit of speed he's got, everything else is just lackluster. And they are defensively an absolute unit this game. Like, I have not been able to get past them. I think I've put in like one cross, and I've had that one shot. It's really been just a bad game. And then they go ahead and play a ball like that through to Ikone. He was absolutely... No. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, I'm annoyed. Firstly, that Benteke scores, I thought him getting taken off would be a good thing, but his substitutes come in and you know, tapped one in. But mostly this. I mean, it's round one, it's round another. We're now 2-0 down, and drastic measures are going to have to be taken. I mean, 60 minutes. I mean, Kane can. Come on. Somerville is definitely coming off. I can make one more change, I suppose. I guess I'll get Sarr on instead of Lo Celso. Or actually, I'd rather have Lo Celso. I'd rather have Lo Celso on than not on instead of Dyer. So we'll try this. I mean, we need something. It's a huge game. I'm going to be really annoyed at myself if I don't see why my initial thought every kickoff is try and do a fancy bit of skill to get past someone, and every time it fails, so I probably shouldn't do it anymore. And there we go. I mean, what can I say? They absolutely ran us ragged all game. I mean, statistic wise, 2 shots on target, they had more possession, they were just the better team by a mile. Roden, for me, was the only one that played half decent, putting in tackle after tackle, throwing his body on the floor when need be. Everyone else just, I mean, genuinely embarrassing. Result 2-0, Crystal Palace. It's not great, to say the very least. Yes, Bale, it's okay. Thankfully, Ndombele is happy again. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I mean, we're up against in a cup game a couple of days after. Yet again, playing it 2 or 3 games a week. We're against Bardsley. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. I will show you guys the team I am going to use. Let's check out the monthly scouting first. No one immediately stands out. No one stands out at all, if I'm honest. Let's look at the players in there. I mean, he's he's grown to be a half-decent player, I guess. 15 years old. He could be a good part of a team. Right, so Davis has gone, Sissoko has gone, and now, I mean, I'll give him a chance. I'll give Neto a chance. He might impress. How much funds does that give us in the long run now? It gives us 64 million. That is, yes, that makes me very happy. But yes, let's see the team I'm going to be using for this game. So there's going to be a lot of youngsters. We're going to take, yeah, we'll take Lloris off for Wooly. Is it Wooly? It's 2 hours now, I don't know. We will play, you know what, we'll play Marsh. He's not had any game time yet. We're also going to play Regulon. We're going to put Neto on. Again, give him that chance he asked for. We can put on Matinho. It's not his preferred position, but may as well sort of get him in there. We'll play Vinicius, but we will take Kane off. Is there anyone else that can play attack? We do need to invest in a new attacker. I guess we're playing Sarr. And that is the team we're going to go for. So let's see how this one goes. Okay, it's absolutely not the result you would expect, really. Again, we scored super early. I let it just do its sim, you know, do it as it did. As soon as we scored earlier, I thought, yeah, we're probably pretty sorted here. And then they won 2-1. So, I mean, that's embarrassing for the team. I can't really give any more than that. I mean, they had their Kane on, we didn't have ours on, and that's it. Beat us 2-1, embarrassing result. Not what we want. I mean, it wasn't our main focus, but it was certainly a focus. I think this probably teach me to sim a game when I think I'm gonna automatically win. I know that one for future. We have a swap deal for Lo Celso. I'm going to, I mean, let's have a look who they wanted. Renan Lodi, 22-year-old left back. Thing is, we've got Regulon and Sirkin in left back. I mean, can he play any other positions? Let's just kind of have a look at, I mean, he's quick. He's not that strong, but overall he's a very fast player. He's got good passing, good dribbling, good crossing. We could do something with him. We have got an abundance of midfield players, Højbjerg and Ndombele, Ali. You know what? I think we're going to try and negotiate with that, because I think I could train him up to be a left mid. Train his shooting a little bit, and then have a little bit more cover on them sides. So let's see what we can do with this. And that swap deal is pretty much finalised. Just waiting for both players to go each other way. I love Lo Celso as a player. We have just got too many in that position, and we could really use a new sort of winger left back kind of mix. Hopefully we get them on a 5-year deal, £50,000 a week, so not too bad. We have now got another huge cup game. Oh, Lo Celso, don't do this to me, man. I know you've been playing well lately, but I've literally just sold you. I do feel bad because there are some players I just will not sell, no matter what. But Lo Celso isn't one of them, and Ndombele I do prefer as a player on this game. Right, we're going to take off Tanganga and get Rodon and probably Dyer, I guess. I was going to get Bashir Dial, however he's pronounced. Let's try and get Neto on. The rest I am happy with. I mean, we're going for the best team here. Bit annoyed that some of them are a little bit tired, but you can't really help it too much. Right. If we win this, we're in the final of the Carabao Cup. Now, it's not the biggest trophy in the world, but it will certainly make up for the lack of the FA Cup, I believe it was. I mean, I've got memory like a fish. The cup we just, you know, lost in could literally have been Champions League, and I wouldn't even remember. But again, there's every chance it's going to be a difficult game. That's a given, and it's against Arsenal, and so automatically the game feels more important, you know, than what it would otherwise. I know as well, in these kinds of rival games, the opposition always seem to put in a few more tackles, always seem to play with a little bit more grit, so this could be, well, very interesting. I do feel like we've got the better team, but at the same time, we did also against, well, Crystal Palace and against Barnsley or whoever we played against, so it really could be an interesting game. Okay, Neto is off on one. Can we... It's not quite the thing we wanted to do, but Son has gone for a shot. It was a big shot as well. It was not the type of pass we wanted. It was... Well, I wanted a lot quicker, less lofted pass, but Kane has got it through to Vinicius. Vinicius? What are you doing? I mean, it was close, but it wasn't. I mean, I was so certain that was a goal. He absolutely skied it, and by absolute, I mean just slightly missed. I mean, that's the second big chance we've had. Hopefully they keep coming, because we've been very dominant. Certainly off the back of 2 losses in a row. This could be, I mean, it could be a huge win. And then very good stop. Very good stop. I'm hoping we can just cut out this corner. Maybe they'll go close to the keeper and the keeper can really get in there. The keeper's been brought out. Keeper catches it, and that is half time. Now, at half time, am I going to make any changes? I don't think so. Everyone's been playing fine. Some people are a little tired, but I mean, they can carry on going. Hopefully we can get a result in the next sort of 20 minutes. Alright, Neto is on an absolute run here. Please. Oh! I don't know why I tried to pass it like that. This is what I mean. I just do things that don't actually make any sense. Right, we're gonna put him on instead of Neto. Son could play on both sides. Like, I'd rather have Son on his less comfortable side just because he's a better player. We're gonna take Ali off as well for Ndombele. I just want to scrape something from this game. I'll tell you that now. We have had such big chances, certainly compared to them. Oh. It has been, I mean, it's been a good game, I must say. I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, no win this time. It's going to go to a replay, second leg, whatever you want to call it. Could be an interesting one. Hopefully next time we'll have a fully fit 11, you know. What have we got going on now? Right. We've dropped to 4th, which isn't great. I guess at this point it's really just top 4 is what we're going for. An offering for Ndombele is going to be a... So I was going to say no. There it is. I know they put negotiate. I don't want to be doing that. Ndombele I'm not going to sell. Yeah, I mean, I've gave him a chance. He hasn't really performed though. How are we doing on our transfers that were being scouted? I mean, there's a couple we can remove just straight up that I'm not going to go in for, like whatsoever. Skriniar is still our top target. I don't know how much we're going to be able to cop him up for. That's why I'm waiting for this lad. Because if it turns out this lad is actually 70 OVR at 18, I'll go for him instead. But I don't know, it's going to take time. I think we'll probably give it one more game, and then we're going to put in that big bid for the big centre back himself, and try and get us a Virgil van Dijk type player who's big, half decently quick. Actually, right, they've been approached by Liverpool for 80 million. This could be a problem. And I'm not selling Aurier. He's one of my favourite players on this game. I mean, 80 million is a big amount of money they're asking for. Right, we're going to have to go now, I think, and try. Oh, you have to go all the way into your shortlist now, don't you? Yeah, we're going to have to try. What about this Torres, though? I mean, he's 23. We'll scat him. We'll try for... Oh, I've gone in there again, and I'm trying to do it again. We're going to go for Milan Skriniar, however you want to pronounce it, because it's got all that weird upside down V on it. Let's try and buy him. We haven't actually got the funds, and so we might have to try and put a cheeky player swap in there and see if they agree with it. Who have we got? Let us have a little look. So, we have got some midfielders, no one that I particularly want to get rid of. I mean, I could get Martinho in there. I doubt they'll accept it. A 34-year-old, you won't accept that, would you? I guess we'll stick in... I mean, this is going to be the just craziest bit of business you've ever seen. They are going to say outright no to that, surely. Oh, indeed. Yeah, I think we're well out of our depth here. I don't think there's a single player that could be put up in this swap at all. I'm not getting rid of Son. I'm not getting... Yeah, it's just not going to work. Maybe we can get Neto in there. I mean, I don't like Neto as much as I like any of the others. Or instead of Neto, even Jack Grealish. Neto's evaluation is only going to go up. Let's try Grealish. Again, this is going to be a mad one. But yeah, no way of accept. If I don't accept this, I'll go for someone else. Yeah, no. We'll try one last time to knock that down to... I mean, I'll go 55. I ain't going any more than that, no. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to waste my entire budget on one defender. I guess we're going to have to wait for some of the others and wait for Torres down there. Right, so after wins against both Southampton and Newcastle, the Newcastle one a lot closer, the Southampton one a little bit more comfortable. This now puts us in, as you probably saw there, puts us back into third. We're above Manchester United again. We're now again 3 points off Liverpool and 11 points off Manchester City. Before we end out the episode though, we are going to have a look at the lads that we have been scouting. All but one of them are done, and damn, Camavinga, 78 OVR at the age of 18. I think we're going to have to go for him regardless, but yeah, just as I said, so the young 17-year-old centre mid, 60 OVR, the centre back who was 18, 66 OVR, Israel Salazar, 59 OVR, and the young centre attacking mid is 66 OVR. So, ooh, do I go for... I mean, actually, look at these stats. Wow, what's his strength and everything like? If I had any idea which page it was on. Oh, there it is, 78 strength. I mean, you could make him... Well, you can make him a centre back, couldn't you? I think this is going to be the first one we approach to buy, and more than likely are going to get most of them younger lads as well, because they'll be so dirt cheap compared to what we have. We might even be able to get this lad on a player swap, or certainly a reduced fee, by getting rid of João Martinho, arguably one of our biggest signings a few months ago. Now, it's kind of just there. Doesn't really fill any major position I have. I'm not even going to have any complaints about, because this lad is going to be a 90 OVR one day, no problem. I think we'll get through all of these, and then I'll catch up with you guys in just a moment. So there we go, we did acquire them all. So, we have so far acquired Lodi, we have Camavinga, we have Michut, not sure how you pronounce that, we have Arribas, we have Salazar, and we have Dragushin, who, I'll be honest, we have younger lads. We just kind of went for them all because they was essentially free. You know, in total they came to 5 million altogether, apart from Camavinga. but I have a good feeling about a couple of them. For one, Dragushin, I think, is going to be a pretty decent talent. He's 66 OVR. He's still so incredibly young, 18. He's a big, tall, strong Romanian player, so hopefully he can do bits for us. Salazar as well could be, with a little bit of training, a half-decent backup striker. And Lodi, the player that I'm immediately going to get started on changing his position to a winger, because I just think his stats suit a winger more. You know, he's got good dribbling, good passing, good pace, good physical as well. So, same with Camavinga. He is more than likely going to be a main player for us. Maybe interchanging with Højbjerg, maybe interchanging with the attacking mid position. So that will be interesting to see. And then just before we kind of sign off, if you will, for today, I am going to have a look at kind of this midpoint in the season, you know, a little bit over the midpoint, but I'm going to look at who's currently doing what, you know, statistics wise. So, in terms of most appearances, Harry Kane, no real shock there. Right, goals, Kane with 19 goals, 12 assists. What's that? That's, what, 31 or something like that? Goal involvement? Very, very good. We've also then got Dele Alli, who is doing a lot better than I thought he was. See, I've been playing Ndombele because I thought he just played better, but Dele Alli with 8 goals, 7 assists, nearly at double figures for both, in less appearances than Ndombele as well, and he's getting a better rating, so I think we might have to start copying Dele Alli every game. Vinicius with 7 goals, 13 assists, obviously a big partnership with Kane. Son, not performing how you would expect at all. 6 goals, 2 assists in 25 appearances is not good enough. Sarr, 5 goals, 4 assists, but he's being brought on mainly as just a super sub. Gareth Bale as well, just playing very, very poorly. And Jack Grealish. I mean, we have a lot of players who just aren't doing much at all. I mean, when you consider Jack Grealish has 1 more goal involvement than Somerville, I think that really starts to say something. I mean, you could say as well we not give Pedro Neto enough time, but maybe we'll have to give him another game or two just to kind of see how that one works out. And then the rest is, yeah, it is just kind of how it is. So there's certainly going to be some big players that we're going to have a look at and kind of sort out overall. But yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. As always, if you liked, feel free to, well, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay safe. I will catch you guys next time.